A new criminal charge brought up against former Assembly Speaker Sheldon Silver. A new indictment claims Silver took hundreds of thousands of dollars in the money he's accused of getting illegally and transferring it into investments, along with doing official favors for the investor. The former speaker has already been accused of accepting nearly $4 million in payoffs and kickbacks. Last night, we broached the topic with our political analyst, New York Post political columnist Fred Dicker, as the news was breaking, and I know you mentioned it yesterday. Silver's attorney, of course, calling this charge an attempt by prosecutors, I guess, to patch up holes in the indictment that already exists. What's your take?
Well, obviously, this is not good for former Speaker Silver, Cody. I mean, when he's now up to 7 charges, it had been 3. Some of the original ones were split, but as you noted, a new one's been added. And what's interesting about this is that it goes to the heart of the difficulty of ending ethical violations, criminal activity by lawmakers. In 2011, when Governor Cuomo in the legislature and then Speaker Silver passed yet another ethics reform law, they claimed everything would be wonderful, that this is the final installment in really cleaning things up by having full disclosure. Well, according to the new charge against Silver, the next year when he was to make full disclosure, as you noted, he transferred the money to a family member, some $600,000, in order to hide how much money he had actually made. Well, if it's that easy, then what good are any of these reforms? For instance, if you ban outside employment, someone could have a fictitious entity getting money while working for someone, and nobody would know about it because it's a fictitious entity that they don't disclose. Or in another hypothetical, and actually Speaker Silver himself, former Speaker Silver, was involved in this, he supposedly set up a law firm nobody knew about to get payments. Bottom line is, these new allegations against the Speaker just point out how difficult it is. If someone wants to be a criminal, whatever law you pass isn't necessarily going to stop it.
You know, yesterday we were just talking, Fred, about ethics reform in general in state politics. You got Carl Hastie, Dean Skelos caught up in some investigations and some new headlines. What, 3-4 weeks ago, Hastie, Skelos, and the governor had come together and submitted this new ethics reform idea. Is this just window dressing at this point, or do you think this existing policy now on the books will actually make any changes?
I think it's window dressing, Cody. Bottom line, I think the real scandals are the difficulties living in New York, our high property taxes, the extra costs for everything in New York, which the politicians refuse to address, and then we get kind of sidetracked, we in the media and the public, I think, on these smaller examples that are almost impossible to stop.
All right. Thanks a lot, Fred. Have a great weekend. Don't forget, you can listen to Fred's radio program live from the state capitol every weekday morning from 10 to 11 on Talk 1300 AM. Another big recall. The